Hey folks, Mule Fitness. Thank you very much for buying my book. And if you haven't, it's available on Amazon. And today we have Debbie as our exercise model. So thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome.
And we're doing the power plate. So as you notice, we are wearing red. So we're in the red section of the book. We have shifted up and to the left of our force velocity curve, and we're going to get strong now, folks. We're going to get our muscles bigger. And I like power plate because it can really get the muscles strong quickly. It's almost like a microwave oven. So we're going to do a next little video where we're going to actually show you the control panel here because it's important we get the settings right before we do our first exercise. Hello folks, we're off camera and our hands are going to magically be coming into camera. So this is the control panel on this version of a power plate. It's several years old, but they're probably pretty similar. So when you first come upon this thing and you turn the machine on, if it's not already on, you'll see it has a flashing red light. So there's one thing to remember, follow the flashing red light. So we're going to press start. Follow the flashing red light. So this is 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 60 seconds. So we're going to push one of those. And so the rule is, and I'm going to put my head in, always choose the lowest setting. I'm going to say it again. Always choose the lowest setting. Or you're going to lose something. So here it is, 30 seconds. We got it. This is cycles per second, how fast the machine is going to vibrate. It's like how many waves are coming into the shore. So 30 waves coming into the shore, 35, 40, or 50. When in doubt, use the lowest setting. Boom, got it. This is the wave height. It's like how high the waves are coming in. When in doubt, use the lowest setting. Low, we got it. Follow the flashing red light. So now we're ready to go again. And at this point, we can just start it and we can just feel the vibration and you'll be able to hear it. And normally at this point, I just have my client put their foot on it if they've never used the machine before and just feel the vibration. And then after 30 seconds, when they take their foot off, it'll feel very different than the other foot. And we can see a stop button here if we want to stop it. So that's the basics, folks. And let's move on. Slow squats. First exercise. All right, Miss Debbie, we're going to stand up on our power plate. She's going to pick the lowest settings. She's going to go with the start button, follow the flashing red light, and she picks 30 seconds. She's going to pick 30 hertz. She's going to pick the low amplitude, and she is ready to go, folks. It just has to hit that flashing red start button. And I'm going to have her, with flat hands, push in on our handles, and she's just going to go down into these nice, slow, rhythmic squats. So here we go, Deb. And first I'm just going to have her go through a kind of a full range of motion. I want her to feel a lot of her weight in her midfoot and heel. And then she's not grabbing on to help pull herself up. She's using her legs. And she's pushing in, and she's activating her pec muscles here, which is kind of a nice thing to do. And then we might say, okay, Deb, come up and stop. Go down 2 inches. Go down 1 inch. Go down 1 inch. Come up 1 inch. Go down 1 inch. And come on up. So we can have these different angles. It's not about reps, how many reps you do. It's about letting the machine make your muscles activate and get the nerves tied into the muscle fibers. So, and it's great for bone density too. So if you're an astronaut coming down from space after a while, or you are a perimenopausal woman losing your bone density, this baby is great. Lower back stretch. Now we can see that there's the start button and a repeat. So since Debbie already said it in the first exercise, now she just has to hit repeat from here on out. Got it? Makes it easy. So I'm going to demonstrate first. And for a lower back stretch, which I like, is we're just going to really lean back. These are heavy machines, folks. And I can use all my weight and lean on back. My knees are about a 40. And then I'm going to look under my armpit. And if I look under my left armpit, my tail feathers go right. I look under my right armpit, my tail feathers go left. And oh, that's a nice stretch in my lats and in my lumbar and on my sacrum. So Deb, go ahead and do it. She'll get up, she'll hit repeat. And there you go, Deb. So first is we kind of feel a nice stretch first. We can see going down into the sacral area. And then if I have her look under her armpit, she twists her whole torso. And her tail feathers should shift the opposite direction. Her tail feathers shift now towards camera. Go back the other way, Deb. Her tail feathers shift. And we're kind of stretching that lat in each direction like that. Keeping a nice bend here. And there we have it. And again, you can do 2 times 30 seconds if you want, but generally 1 will be enough. Calf raises. Well, Debbie's a cross-country coach, so let's stretch those calves out since you run a lot yourself. And she's going to stand like on a high dive platform here, and she's going to go ahead and just kind of sink those heels into the floor. She's going to hit repeat, and let's get started here. And again, it's not about reps. It's about letting the machine do this stretch for you. So we're just going to go ahead and just rise up onto our balls of our feet. And you can see her calves working there, and then she's going to just go on down and stretch them. And just as much as you can, just let it really sink into the floor there. I always find doing calves are kind of funny in a gym, but this plate is terrific for getting some calf work done. So that's her first 30 seconds. Now, Debbie's an athlete, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have her actually single up onto one ankle. So she's going to just kind of wrap one foot around the other, and her whole body weight now is on this, ankle and this calf and that Achilles tendon. And now go ahead and do it, Deb. So use about half the 30 seconds, about 15 seconds on one, to just go through a couple cycles here. So now that load is doubled on that calf, and you should feel it now. Should be pretty effective. Do a couple. Now let's hit the other side. And again, you can do, several times 30 seconds on this. But usually with a power plate, you can get an entire workout done with it in about 20 minutes. So you don't need a full hour on the power plate. Often just about a 20-minute workout will do it for you. Hip flexor, split stance, stretch. So Deb's going to actually face the camera and get into a split stance. Almost like a Bulgarian with her back foot up there. Right? And I'm going to go ahead and start it for her so she feels this nice vibration running through the leg here. And I'm going to have her kind of raise her. And right now we're getting a stretch right here in that hip flexor. I'm going to have her raise her arm though. And I'm going to have her stretch kind of 2 ways. One of them I'm going to have just kind of lean to the left, lean the whole body. And we're stretching this lateral line of the body here that goes from the armpit down into the hip and the IT band right there. And then we're going to come to center. And now we're actually going to rotate into that leg, and that's really going to stretch that hip flexor in there, folks. And she's going to come back through center, and she's got it. So let's just go ahead and review that one more time. Other leg, Deb, you okay with that? All right. And sometimes I'll have a dowel, a nice wooden stick here, if a person needs a little bit of balance, which some clients do. So, give them that stick for safety. And here we go, Deb. And again, the deal was first feel that nice stretch in there. We're going to raise the arm. We're going to lean to the side, stretch her left lateral line. Comes through center. And then she's just going to rotate in that transverse plane into that front leg and that hip flexor over there, folks. That's getting a nice stretch in it. Feel pretty good. And we don't really need to do much here. The plate's vibrating and kind of moving all that good junk all through the body. So good, we got it. High march. So now that we've stretched the hip flexor, we're going to activate it a little bit But I like to stand sideways now on the plate for our high march. So step on up, Deb. And she's just going to maybe hold it with one hand very lightly, very lightly. And then she's just going to go ahead and we'll start this. And she's going to do a high march. And I want her to try to really kind of balance on that foot. Now, the one thing about a power plate, it really increases your proprioception. That's your body's self-awareness of where it is in space, and it's your balance. So when you stand on a buzzing surface like this, it kind of screws up your balance. And you have to work at it a little higher. Now, so I generally do this twice, facing each direction, and these are kind of slow high marches, right? So pick your favorite college marching band, doing a high march, high knee march. And so now, if she holds it, she's holding it with the other side of her body, and we're just going to do another round here. And again, you can see with only 1 or 2 times at 30 seconds, power plate workout goes by pretty quick. So now Debbie's not holding on at all. She's using her own proprioception. And we can see her ankles work. Remember, about 40% of your balance, folks, is in your lower calf, and the other part of your balance is really up here, not to mention your brain. So this is a great way to kind of stimulate your balance and get you going. Plie to goddess pose. I stole this from a yoga class. I thought it was a really good move. And what's a plie? It's some dancer thing, but we'll see what it is. And so she just did one, right? That's a plie. So let's get up on her plate. And Debbie's going to use the majority of the plate here. She's going to knead it, and her feet are out at about 45. So when she goes down, we're just going to go down into the, she's going to hold on first, and just kind of go down. See, her tail is down now. She's looking straight out our nice window here at this beautiful country club we're in. And she's going to stand up. And we'll probably do this a couple rotations. We'll just get her kind of going here first. And there it is, right? And let's go down one more time, Deb. Let's pick up your left heel. Put it down. Pick up your right heel. And put it down. And come on up. So that's kind of a plie. We come up on our calves, don't we? Into that squat. Again, it's down. So really facing straight ahead there. So let's go ahead and repeat this, Deb. We're going to go another round. And now we're going to go to the full expression. So once you've got your client to this point, you're going to cook them a little bit. Let's cook the client.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Okay.
So, no, she's going to hold on first. So I have her go on down. Pick up your left heel. Pick up your right heel. Okay? Now, try not to hold on. She's getting her weight. There she is. That's goddess pose, folks. Now she's going to revolve it. That's challenging. She's going to turn towards me. Come through center. Turn the other way. And you might say, gee, Deb, couldn't you go down another inch from there? That's all you got? All right. So that's plie goddess pose. It's pretty challenging, and it'll get the client's attention right away. Bar push-ups. I'll demonstrate first. So we're going to come up onto our power plate. I'm going to get on the edge of the plate here, on the balls of my feet. And then normally we can just do a nice push-up here off of the plate. But look at all the angles of this bar. Let's use it, folks. So one thing we're going to be doing later in the book is a lot of different variations where I can use the entire bar, different angles, and I want to upregulate all my pec muscles and get them warmed up. So we're going to have Deb get on there and watch her. She's actually going to push the plate to start, and here we go. And most people will just do this classic straight ahead push-up, but then what I'd like her to do is go ahead and just find different angles on her shoulders. And again, she's going nice and slow, letting the machine do the work here. But again, it really isn't that hard. It just kind of feels good just to stretch everything out for her. And now I might have her do it again. But this time I want her to like push out like more explosively, okay? So we're just going to kind of get the elastic potential of that tissue. We're going from strength into the elastic potential now of the tissue. And go ahead, Deb, and just, boom, and she can almost launch herself off the bars. Perfect. And so now you feel that springy point down there in the chest, and then boom, you push off. So again, we're just warming, stretching, getting everything going and upregulated. And for you high jumpers, check it out. If you get on this machine, get your myofascia upregulated before you do that little high jump, boy, you're going to see a difference. So it's a great machine, and we're kind of warmed up in the chest now. Skater lunge. I love these things. Probably my favorite lunge pattern. So we stand up on the plate. Your foot's on the edge of the plate here. And then we're just going to let the other foot just kind of hang in back of it. And we just barely touch the floor with our toe. And I can go lower and touch the ball of my foot. See that, folks? And now I'm going to touch the entire foot. That's the progression. It's tougher than you think, so have your clients go through the progression first. So again, from this side, I'm going to do, what's the first one? Toe, ball of the foot. Now the whole flat foot. I'm not pushing off that bottom foot, folks. Do not push off that bottom foot. And now I can really take it low into a deep skater lunge, putting that leg way out there. And then what if I can do it and not hold on? Oh, baby, now we're talking for you athletes. And that's what I want you athletes to do. But let's go through the progression. So, Deb, here we go. So again, I'm going to have her just go touch her toe. And again, the idea is she can't push off. Ball of the foot. Just a light touch of that ball of the foot. Now the whole foot, flat. And she doesn't push off. Now see if we can go deeper, Deb. So that foot comes out. Very light grip now, Deb. Very light grip. Wow, look at that. All of a sudden now, without holding on, this whole, her hip rotators and her adductors, abductors, everything has got to really kick in there. Let's do it again on the other leg. Right, so what is it? The outside leg is on the edge. The inside leg just hangs over the back, and it's like a gauge meter. It can't push. That toe cannot push off, or that foot cannot push off the floor. So she's got her toe. She touches down to the ball of the foot. Now it's her entire foot, flat foot, just kisses the ground, I like to say. And then she's now going to try to work that leg out as she gets deeper and deeper and activating more of the glute and those quads and the glute medius and minimus and the abductors, all that stuff. And now she's really going for it without touching the machine. There you go. Skater lunge. I love them. Do another set if you want. Slow reverse lunge repeaters. All right, so I'll just demonstrate first. So we're going to get on our plate, and we can hold on, and we're just going to go back really far. And then the idea, folks, is to come up very slowly and go back into that lunge pattern and use the leg. Very little hands, folks. Very little hands. Very little hands. Very little hands. Did I make that clear? Very little hands. So let's watch Deb do it. And because we're going way back there, that knee joint is just opening up, so it's a nice, safe, protected geometry. And at a certain point in life, trust me, we're all going to have some knee issues.
You keep this knee bent?
Yeah, it's going to bend all the way. You can go way back there, Deb. So this knee is almost at a 90. Way back there.
And then it stays up.
And then, nope, you're going to stand up. Stand up. And then we can actually bring this knee to a high, and then we go all the way back. So we kind of activate the hip flexor, come up to a high knee parallel to the floor. Okay? Let's do the other side. She's going to go way on back. And then she's going to use the strength of her buttocks and her leg and not really pull with the hands. And she goes way back there, so it's almost a 90. And we don't want her to push off that back toe at all. Because you're going to want to push off the back toe, and you're going to want to pull yourself up with your hands here. And I don't want you to do that. I want you to use this leg standing and balancing on this plate. Let's do the other side again, Deb. Let's go another round. She goes way on back. Way on back, and we're not going to push off that toe. We're not going to pull here very much. It's hard, right? You okay in there? Yeah, and obviously you do have some knee issue, folks, and go ahead and cheat a little bit and hold on a little bit. I still don't want you to push off that back thing, but you're allowed to pull here. Okay, let's do the other leg one more time. And I like it. Kind of feels, we really open up and, go way back there. So really no pushing off, no pulling up here. It's all the leg, folks. It's slow. Let the machine do the work. You don't have to do too much work with this. The machine is doing the work for you. Okay, so it looks great. I think we've got the pattern here. And now let's go on to the next one. Fast reverse lunge repeaters. So now, remember the rules where we can't hold on and we can't push off, and we actually showed a variation where we went all the way back and we just kind of stood, and then Debbie, we progressed her so she's back and now she's coming through with a high knee. Ha! Now we're going to use that to our advantage because we want that momentum. And now, folks, you can cheat all you want. And when we do this now, I'm going to hold on. And when my foot goes back, I'm going to push off, and I'm going to drive through like a sprinter coming out of the starting blocks. Got it? So now it's fast, and we can hold on, we can push, and I really want to activate the hip flexor now and bring it up to that high knee, definitely. And here we go, Deb. And it should be metabolic. Here we go. So I count how many times they can do this in a 30-second bit.
6.
7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, I can hear her breathing. 24, 25, 26, boom. Okay, we got it. Hop, hop, rest, rest. Deb, other leg, right away. It's cardio, boom. It's a sprint interval. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We got 26 on the sides. That's 1, 2, 3, 24, 25, 26. She got it. How do you feel? Huffy. Down dog to plank. We've been on our feet all this whole time, haven't we? Using our legs and everything. But now, let's start the upper body, and we put a little dampener pad on here. It reduces the vibration, and it's important because the power plate has a 3-dimensional vibration, X, Y, and Z axis. And it's buzzing at very high rates at nice little amplitudes. So we can buzz our ocular nerve, we can buzz our hardware of our pacemaker, and be careful. So there are things that you should, if you have these conditions, that you maybe should not go on the power plate. So go to power plate and review their contraindications, they call them, meaning if you have this condition, don't go on the power plate. And so this will take a little bit of that vibration out of our head and brain and ocular nerve and wherever. So let's go right into it. And I'm going to go into my down dog. I'm right on the edge of the plate here. I'm on my toes, right? And then I really kind of have a nice flat back through my arms. And I just hinge with my shoulders and go into a nice plank. Locking my lumbar neutral. Boom. And I just kind of rhythmically go back and forth. And it's a great way to kind of warm up the shoulders and vibrate deep in that joint. And let's do it, Deb. Oh, look at this, folks. There's a control panel down here. So Deb's going to hit that repeat button. So there's a stop and a repeat button down there. Boom, she's on. She's going to get into her down dog. She's on the toes of her balls of her feet. And she just goes into a plank. Nice locked in lumbar there. And we're having a nice kind of 90-degree hinge through that shoulder joint. And she goes back into that down dog again. This is all flat, folks, right there. And we're keeping a soft joint. When you're on the power plate, keep that elbow soft. Keep that knee soft, meaning don't lock it out. Keep it soft. Elbow, keep it slightly bent. Don't lock it out. Keep it slightly bent. Down dog to overhead press. Well, what does that look like? This. I'm going to hold on to the edge of the plate here. I got my little dampener pad again. And from my down dog position, I'm going to slowly lower my body so the crown of my head touches the edge of the plate if I can. This is the crown of your head, folks. That little top part there, right? So you want the top part of the head to lower straight down and touch that plate if you can. And if you can't, just do like an inch, maybe try 2 inches and work yourself down to see where your strength is. And when it's vibrating, it's harder to do. So good luck, Deb.
Thank you.
So she can hit her repeat again. She gets into her down dog. And the top crown of her head here. So she goes, start all the way from the down dog, Deb. So go back. So it's not a push-up. So the arms are more straight here. Good. And the crown of the head. So it's almost like an overhead press. It should feel like an overhead press. More like an overhead press than a push-up. Good. And so where were you hitting on your head?
About farther than my crown.
Yeah, so she was hitting about a little forehead or maybe right there. And I could tell that because it looked more like a teeny bit like a push-up, where if she were to hit it more here in the crown, that little top bit way back there, then it would be more like an overhead press. Okay? So, but her variation was fine. And,
yeah, I think I was lifting my head a little bit.
And she was lifting her head a little bit. I actually like to look back at my feet. And let's try it again,
Okay.
if you don't mind. And then just don't go down as deep for me, Deb. Okay? So she's going to get into her down dog. I'll hit repeat for you up here. So I'm going to get into her position first. So now it's the proper position. She's looking back at her feet now. And now we're just going to lower, like an overhead press, to the crown of her head. There, that's the feel I want her to have. More of that. Got it? Mm-hmm. So just go shallow for me, Deb, and just work into it. That's it. And push back. And you can have your clients just go down and hold it. And that's going to give strength, folks, just that. Look at that. You can feel the muscle and it's vibrating. It's really working. Now she can go a little lower. And so as you change these angles, you're getting strength in these different joint angles here. So that's it. So you got to look back at the feet, go for that crown of the head, and it's going to feel more like an overhead press, and that's what we want. So, very nice.
Yes, it's harder that way.
And it's harder that way. slow push-ups. Well, again, it's not about the reps on a power plate. It's about going through a joint angle range of motion, or maybe stopping at certain points in that range of motion. And then, push-ups, this is more like a yoga chaturanga, kind of a classic, more kind of, military push-up. And then we can even have kind of a wide angle, which recruits a little more of the pec. They're all good. And I might even try all 3 variations. And who's to say that if I do a push-up, I can't change, the angles and the position around the plate. So we're going to do a couple push-ups here. And I'll just demonstrate first. So again, folks, we never want to lock out the elbows. Keep them soft. Got that? Don't lock them out. Keep them soft. All right, hope I got that point. And then we're just going to kind of do slow push-ups here. And then, again, I could do, the more the chaturanga. I could do my hands in a little bit like a 45. I can have my hands out, use the whole plate. That recruits more of the pec. Who says I can't hold the plate like this? And then who says I can't do push-ups where I actually change the position of my arms? Deb, I want you to do all of those.
I was going to say,
4 times each. These will be hard, folks, especially with that plate vibrating. So Deb may not be able to go all the way down. She might. We're going to see. And
me drop to my knees. Is that allowed?
Yeah. Can she drop to her knees? Absolutely. So let's try it. So again, we're just going to go. She's going to pick a position that's comfortable for her. I showed you many variations. We're just going to allow Deb pick whatever variation she's comfortable with. And then I might have fun with her. Go on down, Deb. Come up 1 inch. See, got her already. All right. So now she's got, okay, so go down. Come up 1 inch. Go down 2 inches. So you can play around with these different angles and hold it through different strength angles. So that's it. And she went right to her knees, so that was good. Now I'm going to run off camera. Deb, you stay right here. Don't go anywhere. You at home, folks, don't go anywhere. I'm going to run off camera. We have another bolster we can use. So I can actually have Deb do the modified push-ups on her knees. I'm going to have her get on the bolster there. Isn't that nice, folks? So let's do it again, Deb. And now I'm going to repeat for you. And so now she has this kind of nice angle. Make sure that lumbar is locked in from hinging on the knees there. And I can have her go down halfway. Come back up. Go all the way down, Deb. Come up only halfway. Only halfway. Go all the way down again. Come up halfway. Come all the way up. Go all the way back down. And so you can do these different angle half push-ups, and it should be pretty challenging, even from a regressed version on our knees. So again, if you have a nice fancy power plate auxiliary pad, you can use it, or you can just go right on the ground. Both are good. Pilates push-ups, I'm not sure if it's the right name for these things. I used to teach a mat Pilates course, and basically we're just going to go down on our forearms, and it's going to look like this. And what I like to do, folks, is that from our plank position, I'm going to go down on the right, down on the left, up on the right, up on the left. And I usually do that 4 times. And then I go the opposite way, folks. Opposite. Down on the left, down on the right, up on the left, up on the right. And I do that 4 times. Deb, you ready?
Got it. Good time for 4.
So we try to do 4 and 4, and we try to get it done in 30 seconds. So it's pretty fast, huh? Yeah, it's fast. To get it done in 30 seconds, Deb, can you do it? Can Deb do it? Go down the right first. Here we go. And down the right, down the left, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, and down, down, up. Other side, down, down, up, down, down, up, and down, down, up. Only 13 seconds left. Keep on going, Deb. Do some more. So she got that done. She killed that, so no problem. And I like to do a little bit of metabolic thing, have a little fun here. Just get the core going. So good, right? Good job. Excellent. Side plank. So I recommend these 2 props here. We have the dampener pad here, and we have a little mat that'll make it nice for us. And what I like to do is not put the upper body on the plate for the side plank, but put the feet on there. So it's less rattling to the brain, shall we say. And then how do we do that? Well, you just come on up here, you know. And with the side plank, I like having the feet stacked, right? And that's my side plank, and the vibration is going to give you the input. If you want to regress that, folks, a little bit, you can go ahead and put the top foot in front of the bottom foot. And then I like doing a variation where we switch those, and then the top leg is in back. But I would like us to do stacked, okay? And then if you want to do little pulses through here, that is good stuff. And let's see Miss Deb do it. Okay, here we go. So you want to stack your feet, Deb, or do you want to?
Stack.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to have her go up, and I'm going to hit repeat.
Okay, let's hit repeat first.
Yeah, so this is the one case where you can put it on maybe 45 seconds, give yourself time to get down there, right? But I'm going to tell you, folks, we're going to watch Deb here for 30 seconds on this power plate. And Deb, what if I ask you to try to just kind of raise this hip a little bit and let it go to neutral again and raise the hip a little bit?
Not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, right? So she's just trying to hold on for dear life, folks. That little arch thing I was showing you. Oh, we're not. Uh-oh. She didn't go a whole 30 seconds.
Don't punish me, please. Let's go the other side.
It's challenging. Breathe through it. You're going to want to hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. So we're just going to see. Deb, give it a shot. Can Deb hold it for 30 seconds on this side? And trust me, one side of your body is going to be a little different than the other. Usually one side of a side plank is stronger than the other. Here we go, Deb. Come on up. Whoop. Boom. You're on. So I think it's a nice line here. Notice how the elbow is right under the shoulder joint. We like to see that. And we can see the wobbling in her body. So her body is fighting all these three-dimensional forces that are just messing around with her feet and her balance. And we can see it's translating all the way through her body to that shoulder. And you got 4 seconds, 3 seconds, Deb. 2, 1, 0. She did it. Everybody give Deb a hand. Woo! Triceps extension. Well, right here. So what I can do is I'm kind of sitting on my thumbs, kind of like that. And then I just kind of launch, and I'm just going to slide down and just kiss the floor, and I come back up. So I slide my sacrum, that back bony plate, the bottom of your back there, top of your buttocks. You're just going to slide that right down the front of the plate here. And then, by keeping, we're kind of activating the triceps. We don't want the elbows to flare out. We're going to try to keep them pointing that way if we can, best we can. So Deb, give it a shot. And she's hitting repeat. And she's just on the heels of her foot. And there you go. And again, we're doing them nice and slow. Again, it's not about the reps. It's about just letting the vibration. And she's almost going to a full lockout there, but not quite. And can we touch the tush down to the floor, Deb?
It is.
It is? Good. Okay, so how do we increase the load? And Deb, I'm just going to have you, we're just going to show you this. I don't really want you to do it. Just hold yourself there, okay? So how do we increase the load? And I'm not even going to put the plate on, folks. So excuse my backside as I turn to you. But go ahead, Deb, and I'm going to pick up your heels and feet, okay? And you just kind of hold yourself there on the plate. Okay? Pick yourself up and launch. There. So if you want, you can help your client and then just do little triceps here, and then her load's increased substantially. So you can really regress these things if you want and have fun with your really athletic clients. Good job. Glute Bridge. I think there's a misspelling in my book, and I call it Glute Bridge. I forgot the E. Sorry, folks. That'll be corrected in the second edition. You bet. So how does that look? Well, I'm going to get down here on the floor. I got my mat. No dampener plate. This is a non-skid surface, so my heels will grip really well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoot up really close to the plate. So my tush is really close, and my heels are really close to my tush. Got it? The old roast beef there, the glute. So then what do? Is I'm just going to drive through the heels and then come up and drive the hips to the ceiling, and I've got my glute bridge, right? And then what can I do? If I want to progress that, folks, I can put one leg up, make it look nice and pretty, and I can pulse it. Or I can do little circles each direction. Or I can do big circles each direction. Those are progressions. Make sure you can do this first and you've got that strength. And we're just going to hold it up there. And it puts quite a load on the hams. So, Deb, let's feel it. Let's do it. So again, cues are have the buttocks close to the plate. And then the heels close to the edge of the plate. The buttocks, she's going to just be on her heels there. The toes can be up a little bit if she wants. And then we're going to hit repeat for you, Deb. And we're just going to drive those hips up to the ceiling. Boom, and that's it. And then, so this foot's kind of sliding, isn't it?
Yeah, they're both kind of sliding.
They're both kind of sliding. What if could you lift the toes up? Not sliding anymore, is it?
It's harder.
It's harder. Her feet aren't sliding as much, but it's harder. And this ham is sliding out, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So this ham is not holding this leg in as much as this one is. So we can see a little imbalance in her hamstring strength here. Okay, let's try this again, Deb. So let's start all over again. Stay on your heels. Keep them real tight in there for me. All right? So maybe we can keep those feet from sliding. And then let's try it again. Come on up. Good, so now the heels are more solid with that.
Engaging my hamstrings more too. I wasn't so much.
And she's engaging her hamstrings more.
I was thinking about lifting this and not pulling that.
Right, because you're really going to pull these hamstrings, that heel towards the buttocks, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that hamstring strength, as you build it, you'll be able to hold that tighter. And now she's slowly kind of, doesn't have quite the strength there, and they're kind of opening up on her a little bit. So that's a good indication that we would do this maybe a couple more times in a couple more sessions, wouldn't we, Deb?
Yes.
Good. Glute bridge or glut bridge. Hamstring stretch. We've had a good full body workout here. Thank you, Deb, for helping us out. So now we're just we worked those hamstrings. Now we're just gonna see if we can stretch them out a little bit. And how do we do that? I just kind of like holding on to the power plate here. And then we're just gonna put a foot up. And folks, if you draw the toe up towards your nose, toe to nose, and then I just hinge at the hip, and there's a point where my chest tries to get closer to the top of my shoe and my toe, and boom, my hand picks up right there. You'll know it. You'll feel it. And that's the foot straight ahead. What if I turn the foot out a little bit? And again, I'll pull that toe up, and I go into it. That gets the outside hamstrings. You have 3 hamstrings, 1 inside or 1 outside, 2 inside, right? And so let's get the inside ones. Maybe pigeon toe. And that should bias it a little bit more to these guys on the inside. Okay? So we're going to talk Deb through all these. And we'll do each leg. So here we go. And first, I'm going to have her not flex the toe and just hinge Deb at the hips, keeping her lumbar straight, hinging, and she's engaged, right? Now, once she's there, now raise that toe to your nose. Wow, what a difference, huh? You can really feel that. Now, relax it. Pull it up again. Relax it. Go ahead, turn the foot out a little bit. Go ahead, pull it up and let it go. Now pigeon toe it in towards me. Just keep on going, and we're pull it up and let it go. Now, folks, when you stretch on a power plate, it's really going to release that muscle. Be careful. Don't overstretch on a power plate. It's powerful. Okay? So let's do the other leg, Deb.
Do I do it on the same side?
Yeah. You sit on the same side of the plate. And then, again, what I have her hinge first, and then I have her pull her toe up, and then I have her release it. Do that a couple times if you want. And then we're going to turn the foot out. So now we're biasing to the outside of her ham. And now she's going to go to the kind of inside. Just little angles, little stretches. Should feel good. Okay, and we already did that calf stretch at the beginning, didn't we? I mean, we stretched it and we activated it, but we can stretch it again. And now, Deb, if you wouldn't mind, if you would run off camera and grab our little pad for us. Or maybe you're still on camera, who knows? And then we're going to sit on it. So I'm going to have you sit and face that way. And this is I think they call this a back relaxer. So the power plate can be used as, you can stretch anything you want, your quads or this or that. And then what I really like is this back relaxer. So what I'm going to have Deb do is just kind of have her elbows and arms fall inside of her legs and just hang the head like a poor scolded dog, right? And what's this going to do? Because her erector spinae connect up into here, they go all the way down her back into her sacrum. This stretches the whole thing, and if we go ahead and just kind of hang there, beautiful way to finish the workout. And we just kind of relax the back here, and you can just feel all the way up the erector spinae, and all this stuff is vibrating. Folks, this power plate goes all through your body. We can feel the vibrations go through all these muscles, and she's just letting them relax and stretch. And this is more like a massage, really. Should feel really good. We'll just let her hang and quiet here. And there you go, Deb. Thank you very much for helping me out and helping the folks at home learn the power plate.